medical doctors commence indefinite strike. Coronavirus, United Nations releases $15 million to vulnerable countries. World Cup qualifier, 40 players storm Falconers camp for Burkinabes. Hello, good morning. Thanks for joining us on MCL News. Amazing one for now the details of the news. Governor Ifeanyi of Enugu State on Monday inaugurated the newly elected chairman of the 17 local government areas in the state and their deputies. Amid excitement, he charged them not to betray the overwhelming confidence reposed in their leadership capacities and the People's Democratic Party (PDP) by the electorate. The Enugu State Independent Electoral Commission (ENSEC) on Sunday declared the candidates of the PDP winners of chairmanship and councillorship seats contested in all the 17 local government areas and 260 electoral wards in the state, issuing certificates of return to the new chairman. Speaking during the inauguration, Governor Ugwuanyi expressed delight that the people of the state turned out in their numbers to elect the chairmanship and councillorship candidates of the PDP in all the 17 local government areas and 260 electoral wards. Ugwuanyi enjoined the newly inaugurated chairman and councillors to exercise their proper mandates with the fear of court. The governor also charged the chairman to lead with utmost sense of transparency, accountability, probity, and humanness, advising that in very difficult economic times like this, the government must wear a human face and work to lift the people out of poverty. He also applauded the Enugu State Independent Electoral Commission (ENSEC) and the security agencies for providing the necessary resources and environment for the people to freely exercise the franchise and have their votes counts. Their votes count. He appreciated the people of the state on behalf of the PDP for reenacting their age-long support for the PDP. Earlier in his brief remark, Archbishop Chukwuma commended Governor Ugwuanyi for the peaceful and successful conduct of the local government elections in the state, describing the exercise as transparent and violence-free. The cleric tasked the newly inaugurated chairman to raise their performance bar in line with the people-oriented programs of Governor Ugwuanyi's administration, especially at the grassroots. The Ebonyi State government has relocated traders in the biggest market in the state to the newly built international market. The special assistant to Ebonyi State Governor Cyril Ofoke said the movement was hitch-free. Some of the affected traders lamented that they are unaware that their zone will be among the first to relocate to the international market. MCL Television, Ebonyi State correspondent Ejike Kelly has the details.
It is just a day after the deadline given to relocate a supermarket in Abakaliki by Ebonyi State government. Activities in the market are very slow as traders are outside while their shops are under lock and keys as security agencies are on ground to maintain law and order in the market. Some of the traders have this to say.
And that I understand it. And we line that any notice
Government maintained that the traders must evacuate the debt generated in the market as they move to the international market.
The exercise is going on well, even though we have some women who are here to disrupt the by making sure that they just want to sit, sat down and eat relative. And it is not ready for the program.
The decision by the state government to relocate the market is followed by the agreement reached by the parties involved. The special assistant to Ebonyi State Governor on market development has this to say.
The market, the traders understood. They have been asking for time to conveniently move. Facilities have been provided, including security. So when the time came yesterday, everybody packed their goods, left the market peacefully.
For this trader, the relocation of the market is okay, but the government must ensure that no trader is left behind.
As for I come from since who I went from a shop on a main road kind of navy. You have so good. Auburn I law to do more Margaret or market. No, don't come on, no, even if Madden Ryan and meet market guy liber. Come on, Ebana Zubeba. Where one as well to Jebeba. Maneke Yibwa, Ufada Laro, on that case, I'm mobile.
According to the government, the relocation of the market is aimed to decongest the city. HK Ikele, MCLtv News.
Meanwhile, Ebonyi State Governor David Umahi has applauded American government for sending a medical team under the aegis of Uplift Health Incorporated, which assisted the state in ending Ebola. Umahi made this known while addressing American delegates who paid a courtesy visit to Ebonyi State government at the ESCO Chambers Government House, Abakaliki, capital of Ebonyi State. The governor, represented by the Deputy Governor Eric Kelechi, says that many children are affected by Ebola in rural areas but are promptly rescued through the intervention of the State American Medical Health Team. Earlier in a remark, the leader of the delegation, Sister Karen Sinidar, said they treated over 200 children who are infected with Ebola virus. They have treated at least from 100 to 200 people while trying their best to particularly save the lives of the poor children, she noted. Still on Southeast News, medical doctors in Anambra State under the aegis of Conference of Civil Service Doctors has embarked on an indefinite strike action. Newsman reports that the strike is sequel to the alleged failure of the state government to adhere to agreements signed with them. The state chairman of the group, Dr. Levinus Chukwuma, who briefed journalists at the General Hospital Onitsha, says the strike is necessitated by the failure of the state government to adhere to the agreements signed with the Civil Service Doctors and Nigerian Medical Association (NMA) on one part and the government of Anambra State on the other. You recall that doctors in the state has earlier embarked on 13-month strike action due to the failure of the state government to accept the consolidated medical salary structure as prescribed by the federal government as the standard for all doctors in the federal civil services. He said that the strike was called off after intervention by eminent persons and an agreement reached and an MOU signed which stipulated that the government will periodically review the salaries until 100% was achieved, starting from 50%. He said that federal government in 2014 reviewed the comments upwards. The newly appointed Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Dr. Kingsley Obiora, has formally assumed office, replacing Dr. Oku Nnanna, who exited the Apex Bank on February 2nd, 2020. Obiora is received at the Apex Bank's headquarters on Monday in Abuja by the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele. Emefiele congratulated him on his appointment, noting that he is assuming duty at a time when his experience is needed to ensure stability in the Nigerian economy. Assigning the new deputy governor to the Economic Policy Directorate, Emefiele charged him to go beyond upholding the interests of the CBN to upholding the interests of Nigeria and Nigerians. Obiora is nominated Deputy Governor of the CBN on Thursday, January 16, 2020 by the President Muhammad Buhari, and his appointment is confirmed by the Senate on Thursday, January 30th, 2020. Still to come on the news. Abbas Sports Club 1926 inaugurates President. Confederation of African Football's General Secretary resigns. Details of these and more news will come your way after the break. To status.
With heavy heart, the management and staff of Modern Communications Limited, MCLtv, announced the death of one of his staff, Mr. Nathaniel Ogugwa Mwabilike. The sad event occurred on Wednesday night in February 2020. Until his death, the late Mwabilike, popularly known as Akuno Joto, was the studio manager of MCLtv. The deceased was a graduate of theatre arts from the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University. He was the creator of the program Frontliners, which metamorphosed into Front Runners. Sports Digest, which has been running for more than a decade, is the brainchild of late Mr. Wabunike. He was also credited with the introduction of newspaper review on MCLtv. The burial announcement will be announced by the family. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Mommy, mosquito is biting me.
But I asked you to use top rank insecticide.
Top rank insecticide kills mosquitoes, cockroach, flies, and every other crawling and flying insects faster anywhere around you. NAFDAC approves top rank insecticide for its effectiveness. Use top rank insecticide and enjoy a peaceful night's rest. Available in all shops and supermarkets near you in 600 milliliter can and 300 milliliter can. Top rank insecticide is marketed nationwide by C Success Multi Services Limited. Telephone 0813 111 2348 or 090 960 22577. Top rank insecticide. What's worth doing is worth doing well.
It's good to have you back. The Abbas Sports Club 1926 has inaugurated a new president. He is Chief Jerry Carlo. MCL News covered the events. Ruto Hans tells us more.
The event, which took place at the Abbas Sports Club premises, kicked off with the welcome procession of the new president, Chief Jerry Carlo. Chief Jerry Carlo, in his inaugural speech, thanked members of the Abbas Sports Club for believing in him and urged them to keep supporting his administration. Governor of Abia State, who was present at the occasion, thanked the members of the club for always supporting him and expressed confidence in the new president. He also promised to support the new president.
I have expressed confidence in your ability to do well and exceed the expectations of members of this club and those that are watching from afar. I am sure that the next 2 years will be very, very glorious years of this club, building on the foundation that has been laid by your predecessors. I will support you just as you supported me, and I will do their people and support in every way you desire to make their tenure a huge success.
Awards were given to individuals for their contributions to humanity and the club. The high point of the event was the swearing-in of the president of the club, Chief Jerry Carlo. Speaking to MCL News, some of the guests expressed happiness at the event. They have kind words for the president.
Yeah, my prayer is that he will have a very successful tenure, a tenure that will be very memorable, a tenure that if anybody remembers it, they wish to elect presidents like him. I wish him well, I wish him all the best.
Jerry will be supported by members of the club. Jerry will be supported by men of the business community, because the club itself hasn't money enough to sustain activities that will go on here. But the chairman, the president, who appreciates the importance of relating with the public, will certainly support.
A lot of people have a lot of institution and we are praying that we will do well and succeed within the 2 years period he is supposed to serve.
The president expressed joy at the event, thanking the members of the Abbas Sports Club for the confidence reposed in him. He also promised not to let them down.
I feel elated and I'm happy that today I'm being inaugurated as the president. I'm giving them a data, I give them a program and a project. And I told them that we are going to raise over 100 million to make our project this time around the president goes to a higher height.
The inaugural cake was cut and guests danced all the way. Guests who graced the event include former Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Ihejirika, retired, minority leader and senator representing Abia South Senatorial District, Mayor Abaribe, member representing Aba North and South Federal Constituency, OC Prestige, minority leader Abia House of Assembly, Oba, former member House of Assembly Blessing Waba, former Deputy Governor Acho Mwakama, among others. Ruth Ohams, MCL News.
The World Health Organization, WHO, says that the United Nations has released $15 million emergency funds to help vulnerable countries fight coronavirus COVID-19. The Director General of WHO, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, disclosed this on the agency's Twitter handle at WHO on Monday. Ghebreyesus said that the potential spread of COVID-19 to countries with weaker health system is one of the agency's biggest concerns. He said WHO thanks UN humanitarian chief Mark Lowcock for releasing $15 million from the Central Emergency Response Fund (CRF) to help fund global efforts to contain the COVID-19 virus, while thanking the agency for releasing the fund to help weak countries battle the spread of the virus. WHO is calling for $675 million to fund the fight against coronavirus. The UN announced on Sunday that World Health Organization and UNICEF will use the funds to undertake essential activities such as monitoring the spread of the virus, investigating cases, and operating national laboratories. In a statement released by Lowcock, he said that it is not too late to contain COVID-19. However, swift and robust action must be taken to detect cases early. He added to isolate and care for patients and trace contacts. You must act now to stop this virus from putting more lives at risk. The emergency grant will support countries with fragile health systems to boost their detection and response efforts, and says Lowcock, it has the potential to save the lives of millions of vulnerable people. UNICEF will use its share of the funds to support the agency's global efforts to inform children, pregnant women, and families about how to protect themselves. Agency Chief Henrietta Fore said. And now sports. Nigerians under 20 goals, the Falcons will camp in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, as from today ahead of their 2020 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifying fixture against Burkina Faso this week. The first leg of the second round qualifying fixture will take place at the August 4th Stadium in Ouagadougou, March 21st, with the return leg a week later at the Agege Stadium, Lagos. Two-time World Cup runners-up, Nigeria has participated at every edition of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup since it is launched as an Under-19 tournament in Canada.